I don't know if you like Mike and Ike, but the sour Mike and Ikes are really good. Like, Mike and Ike's are okay. They're okay. I don't know if they have any gummies, but I'm generally not a sour person. You know, if we're getting gummy worms, I'm getting the regular gummy worms. If we're getting gummy bears, I'm getting the regular gummy bears. The sour stuff, it's a good deterrent to eating more gummies, that's for sure, which is always a nice thing, but I'd rather just munch on some gummies if I am in the mood for gummies. The performance has begun without incident. Everything is going smoothly. No suspicious individuals have been spotted either. Hopefully we can relax for now. So the performance begins. I truly hope this evening goes by without incident. Inside. Everything looks good in the S section seats. Honestly, I doubt we'll have anything to worry about with Dudley in there. Right about that. Let's head to the next area. Sour definitely limits you from eating too much and drinking more water. The box seating for VIPs. Will everything be alright with only one officer keeping watch? And at least Ernest is there to protect Grandfather. If anything were to happen, I'm sure you could take care of it. That's true. I've not had sour candies in ages. The Pikmin gummies, they had one sour flavor one, and that was it. There was like a tiny little like powdery coating inside the bag that I wouldn't say it was sour, but it had like a tiny bit of sourness to it. Oh, this is just the other side. Everything looks alright so far. Man, Ilya is incredible. I mean, I already knew she was, but this is just wow. I completely agree. We should look elsewhere. If we continue to watch, we may end up staying for the entire play. Yeah, you're probably right. All of the performers have headed on backstage. All the performers have headed on backstage. It's time for the real show to begin. All I can do is pray for their success. The real show. Well, did you know? I guess please do not enter while the stage is in use. First Division's been stationed backstage. We can leave this area to them. Focus on patrolling the interior of the theater instead. I have been everywhere. I've been everywhere. Pause, that must mean. Yes, it seems like the first act is over. Thus, the Sun Princess, supported by the mighty tribe of Light, found herself opposed by another competitor. A new princess answered the call and entered the celestial ceremony. She was known as the Moon Princess. Backed by the tribe of Night, her appearance heralded a split in the forces of Ra. I might have to go get some more gummies. I don't need gummies in my life, though. That's the problem, you know, it's like a bunch of sugar getting on all of my teeth. Dante, you did this to me. You've never introduced me to the Pikmin gummies. You're not a good influence. Spin to win. Sounds like the second act has started. Rixia is giving it her all. She sure is. Her debut scene had the loudest applause yet. Shall we make another round, Lloyd? Definitely. Nothing unusual here. Wow, Dudley must have a remarkable amount of focus. Got a full view of the stage, yet he's completely unfazed. Got another example of his iron will. Nothing wrong here. Ilya is one thing, but Rixia is just as amazing. Agreed. She brings her own unique style of dancing to the performance. When she moves, she really has the air of a moon princess bathed in silver light. I see you, Dudley, but you don't see me. This side looks good, but I think the officer assigned here has gotten a little preoccupied. We are in the middle of an Ark-and-Seal play. Everyone's bound to be captivated. Seeing scenes and moments like this in their older games, their transition to full 3D with the Cold Steel does feel so lacking in the animation front. At least they got better once they nailed their visual identity with Cold Steel 3 onward. I kind of agree. I think I 100% agree that the animation in Cold Steel games is definitely lacking, and even the 3D models were lacking as well. But they definitely did improve over time. But you know, they still got the, you know, let me turn the entire model around to face a whole nother direction. And, you know, instead of like actually moving the legs and all this other, you know, stuff, actual movement and whatnot. But at the same time, going from 2D to 3D, that's a big jump. That's tough. Just look back into the history of video games and see how well that worked out for a lot of studios doing it for the first time. Well, what do we have here? Hiding pastries again, are we? Will you ever learn? Please. Fly. Alright, so it's gonna be this room. Something's gonna happen in this room. Maybe it's gonna be like Phantom Thief B or something. Thank you for patrolling the premises. We're in the second act of the play now. Good. Everything is proceeding as smoothly as we hoped. What a great success. I am ecstatic to begin the public performances. We finally made it to the second act. It's time for Rixia's debut. I'm sure she'll do spectacularly with her talent. Her talent has been given Ilya's stamp of approval after all. Okay, I've been everywhere, right? There we go. That's the end of the second act. Crowd just can't get enough. Was it simply a whim of the goddess, or perhaps a bit of mischief? To her surprise, the Sun Princess learned that the Moon Princess was not a stranger, but her younger sister separated from her at a tender age. Unaware of this revelation, the Moon Princess faced her sister with a cold, hostile spirit. The distraught Sun Princess, concealing her true identity with a gown and mask of white, beckoned the Moon Princess to the forest ruins. The very same ruins the two sisters once frolicked through in their youth. A secret place known only to the two, where they could dance and play under the thick forest canopy. How are they making these stage transitions so quickly? You know, you don't just start off with, one set and then you go into a complete water set that has working fountains and junk. And then you go into this forest set. You know, like, that's probably going to take like 2 hours to tear down and then build up the new set. Crazy. You've got sinister desires, ambitions for hires. You conspire to twist, turn the deniers. Testifiers know that it was you, spitfires. Oh boy, Dante's at it again. The growing pains, since as much as you like this style, needed to move on at some point to keep up with the times and market appeal. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think me personally, I think developers just really got enthralled with the 3D look. I think there's a very big niche market for like pixel art sprites, or just sprites in general, in games. I mean, obviously, Octopath Traveler came out later, and Triangle Strategy came out later and whatnot. But I feel like RPGs going to the 3D from the 2D, it just felt like one of those things of, oh, we have to do this to appeal to the mass market. But I think they will use the word ostracized a lot of the audience that really liked the original art style and whatnot. Obviously, I don't have any of the marketing figures and things like that, so, I don't know. Couldn't entirely be true that 3D was the way to go, but it's nice seeing pixel art in games, especially really well done pixel art. And that was some of the biggest and most fascinating things about old school games, was the pixel art and how many animations and frames that they had. And 3D animation is nice, but this is gonna sound wild, but I feel like 3D animation just doesn't have that same amount of specialness that really nice pixel art animation has. And that's kind of crazy because you can do so many more things with 3D animation. But, here we are. The third act is where things usually start turning around for the protagonist, right? The audience seems to be eating it up. I know I am. It's rare to see a play this marvelous. Can't imagine it getting any better. Now, if only it would end without incident. Yeah, I sure hope so too. Even if it means that we don't catch the culprit, it would be for the best. Talk to these people first. It has been an exciting performance. I'm delighted that our guests appear to be enjoying themselves. I haven't noticed anything strange. No one has been allowed to enter through the front doors since the play began. Go this way first. I thought I heard a loud thud coming from the dressing room earlier. It's probably just my imagination. Am I starting to hear things? No, I'm sure it was just some sound effect from the performance. Yep, see? The dressing room. Who would have guessed it? I don't know why the music just gets super loud there. First Benjamin station backstage, on patrolling the area. What you got, Dudley? Well, now he's watching it. Looks like Dudley is interested in the play after all. Even so, I can tell he's still scanning the area for threats. Hardly blame him. I bet there isn't a soul in all of Zemuria that Arkanciel's performances couldn't captivate. Seems like the story just pulled out one heck of a twist. Right? Who could have guessed that the two princesses could be sisters? Where will the plot take us next? Oh, we have to resist. Sorry, it's just too compelling. We should focus on patrolling. Shame on you, Dudley. Shame on you. Nothing suspicious here. The officer aside, it looks like Ernest is paying real close attention to their perimeter. It's always looking out for grandfather's safety. It's the end of the third act. Now the final act begins. We're just going to ignore the fact that somebody heard a sound in the dressing room? Okay. Sure. The princesses learned of the dreadful conspiracy that drove them apart in their youth. Despite discovering the sad truth, they could not turn away from their inevitable clash, because after all, they were princesses. Only one of them could become the shrine princess, carrying the will of the goddess on her shoulders. As though this wasn't enough, they even fell in love with the same man. Their strong affection for one another was constantly torn apart by the cruel whims of the world. Their complex feelings ignited into a burning rivalry, fueled by their compassion and understanding of each other. With these emotions swirling wildly in their hearts, they traveled to the Star Sanctuary, ready for the fated ceremony. Hour of Destiny. See, they did it again. This is not no orbital magic, Mr. JRP. Well, maybe they have like a rotating stage. That would be crazy. In that case, I would believe orbital energy. I don't know how dancers do all that without getting dizzy. I've done some tap dancing in my day. And by the way, tap dancing is amazing. But we've had to do spins, and it's like I can't do that many spins, before I just start, like the world just starts spinning. I know there's techniques and things like that, it just doesn't work for me. Think adios. Looks like the play is going to wrap up incident-free. This is a Trails game. That's not going to happen. And we didn't even notice anything suspicious during our patrols, other than a noise that happened in a dressing room that we completely ignored. Lloyd, Ellie. What's going on? Something wrong? Well, you see, one of the attendees has been behaving unusually for a while now. We only just realized that she's not on our guest list. What? Where is she? Up the stairs on the right, in the back. It seems she's been peeking in on the S-section seats. Got it. We'll go check it out right away. Stay here. Wait for us to return, sir. Of course. Saved. I haven't saved in a minute. Do they really have a good stage crew? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Is it Ren? Is that who I think it is? No. Oh, darn it, why Dudley had to pick this spot to patrol. It was the perfect place to wait for my big scoop, and he is ruining it. As soon as I start going to town with my camera, he'll catch me for sure. Hey, Grace. Whoa, Lloyd, and Ellie too. What in the world are you guys doing here? I could ask you the same question. What are you doing here, Grace? You're not on the guest list, are you? Nope. But I have my reasons. I may have snuck in here with a little trick of mine. Which was what exactly? Keep this a secret, will you? Long story short, I slipped in with the cleaning crew and voila, exclusive access. Are you kidding me? Why did you have to go that far? Well, there's a simple explanation for that. You see, all of this freaking, all of the press tickets got snatched up by the other CNS journalists. I just had to take a peek at the preview show, but I was following another story at the time. What was I supposed to do? Not watch it? That still doesn't make it right or legal. You're a real troublemaker, you know that? Come on, guys, we're all friends here. How about we go watch the rest of the play? Finally reached the long-awaited climax, after all. If we don't see it, we may regret it for the rest of our lives. Could have just waited for the public show like a normal person. Besides, are you sure that's your only reason for sneaking in? You're not the one who sent the threat letter, are you? Threat letter? What the heck are you going on about? Hold on, I thought it was kind of strange to see Dudley and his pals patrolling the theater. Ooh, it has to do with this letter you mentioned, right? I don't think she's our culprit, Lloyd. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't hurt to ask. I doubt even Grace would take things that far. Even me? How rude. Is that really what you think of me? Says the woman who decided to sneak into a private performance for a big scoop. That reminds me. You mentioned that you were following another story, right? What's it about? My lips are sealed. Wait a second. Is the First Division here because they're keeping tabs on him? Darn, I thought I was the only one who had picked up on it. Him. Are you referring to Yin? Huh? The heck's a Yin? Does that have something to do with that threat letter you're freaking out about? No, forget about it. Listen up, Grace. I'm gonna need you to tell me everything you know. Whoops. If you don't, we'll have to take you in for trespassing. Whoa, Lloyd, isn't that a little cruel? You and I are buddies, right? Sure, but what we need now is some sort of clue, no matter how small it is. So please, Grace, tell us. Fine, guess you're serious about this. I'll spill the beans, but are you sure you want to talk about this in front of Ellie? Why would we not? Is there something wrong with me being here? Well, okay, don't say I didn't warn you. The scoop I've been chasing involves a dark rumor about the mayor's secretary. What? Can't be serious. I think his name is Ernest. Either way, he's extremely dangerous with a capital D. But you didn't capitalize the D. He's supposedly been secretly embezzling funds from the mayor's office. And here's the kicker. He's been covertly scheming with the Imperial faction Diet members. Rumor has it he's trying to off the mayor. Personally, I think that's a bit too far-fetched, though. Hey Lloyd, if Grandfather were to be killed under these circumstances, the culprit could easily slip out during all the commotion, so long as no one witnessed the crime in action. That's it. That's his plan. Uh-oh. Where are you going? Non-negotiable feeling. What? Good work, Dudley. This police officer who is watching the box. You. Why is he outside? What the heck are you doing here? What? Talk later, Ellie. We're going in. Let's hurry. Oh? Don't you dare. Dang. Grandfather. Darn it, he has a gun. What the heck is this? Who would have thought that you'd show up in a place like this? Another cruel twist of fate, courtesy of the goddess. Ernest, why? Why do all of this? You were always there to support Grandfather, so why? We're cut from the same cloth, Ellie. I'm just as fed up with Crossbell's sick situation as you are. But in the end, the only path we have toward change involves constantly bending to the whims of those more powerful than us. That is a long sentence. That is why I had to act. And that's the reason you impersonated Yin and sent the threat letter to Ilya. You made us believe that Yin was behind everything, all while plotting the mayor's assassination from the shadows. Darn it, so that's what's really going on. Have you enjoyed playing this game of yours? You may be with the First Division, but in the end, you're just a 2-bit detective. Be it Ravash, Heiwei, or even the real Yin, if he actually exists. They're nothing more than puppets dancing in the palm of my hand. I hope Yin shows up and he's like, nah, dog. Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. What did he say? Don't move. Oh, and he pulled out again. Put the gun down slowly. You can still get off with attempted murder. Don't take it any further. Don't take it any further, isn't that my line? The life of this old naive man, the mayor of Crossbell State. I could end it with one swift pull of this trigger. Please, stop this. Darn. Surely you don't want our dear Ellie to witness the moment her grandfather's life comes to a violent end, right? How about you righteous fools line up on the wall there and clear a path for me? What are you trying to pull? Even if you make it out of this theater, there's nowhere in Crossbell for you to run to. Shut it. Just do as I say. Bastard. That's not the wall. Good. You have ears after all. Now to hold up my end of the deal. Oh, wow. I didn't think he was actually going to let him go. Grandfather, hold it. You won't escape. Call the homies and be like, hey, he's escaping. Why didn't we call the homies while we were running either? The walking and talking. The walking and talking. It's impossible. How's he moving so quickly? Randy Teo, brace yourselves. Mayor McDowell's secretary is headed your way. He's our man. Take him down. We'll get him. Ernest? Very well then. Where do you think you're going? This man is the true culprit behind the case. Randy Teo. I admit I was not expecting this. I don't like that Grace has the information. I wish we figured this out on our own. But I guess this is going to be kind of the I can't think of the right word, but essentially what we're being taught or what we're being shown is that the SSS is not just great in the sum of their parts, but also the connections that they have, is I think what the game is trying to illustrate. Oh, thank goodness. You guys managed to catch him. Yeah, it was lights out for him as soon as I saw him pull out a gun. Good call. That aside, why are you with Mr. Glasses-wearing Dick? Excuse me, I hope you mean detective by that. Explain yourselves. Now, what is the meaning of all this? You've even brought backup. What exactly were you planning? Well, you see... Oh, come on. The heck? He can still move? As if I could be taken down so easily. Yin's gonna get you. I will be. I will be the next mayor. Yin's totally gonna get him. Speaker Hartman on my side. The next election will be a landslide. Oh, I forgot about the dog. Zeet. That the wolf? Well done, Zeet. Oh, come on. The spotlight's being hogged by a literal glory hound. The spotlight's all mine. Where'd she come from? I can never let her guard down. What is going on here? This is like a darn circus all of a sudden. Unhand me at once. Don't you mean unpaw you? I'll definitely be. I'll be the next mayor. I will not unpaw you. Man, the one time I want, like, someone to save the day and have Yin just pop up and be like, you took my name. You disparaged my good name. You must die. And then, kill the sucker. He could do it in front of everybody. That would be fine too. Like, I am Yin, the demon of the East. Good boy, Zeet. Yeah, I forgot about the dog. Everybody forgot about the dog. If you look at the two people that are on the flanks and they're like rotating both the spears or whatever, their hands are out like this, but the things are spinning around on their sides. It's very interesting. That was amazing. I'm thoroughly impressed as well. Grandfather, you're already awake. Thank Adios. Yes, I'm perfectly fine, Ellie. What just happened was deeply unfortunate, but there will be time to address it later. Still intend to watch this performance to the end. Out of respect to the wonderful people of Arkansas. Grandfather, you honor us, sir. I almost died, but I must watch this performance. The heck is this? Extra glamorous stage and intrigue behind it. The anticipated new stage from Arkansas had its preview performance. Ilya Platiri captivated the audience from the moment the curtain rose with breathtaking acrobatics. Act 2 followed with the appearance of a hopeful new face, Rixia Mao, who stunned the audience with her mystique and impressive dancing. Act 1 of the brilliant preview performance. They even have like a little muddied out little like picture in there. Together with the atmosphere that Ilya illuminated the stage with, the audience was delighted. I felt like I was witnessing the rebirth of Arkansas. The official opening will surely be something to look forward to. While the drama was unfolding on stage, a more real one unfolded behind the scenes as the police discovered and foiled the attempted assassination of Mayor Henry McDowell in the balcony during the preview performance. An official statement has been issued regarding the incident. The official word is that the suspect, Mr. Ernest Rice, McDowell's top aide, arrived with the mayor to watch the performance. He smuggled a gun and dagger past security officials, then attempted to use them to assassinate the mayor. Mr. Reese served as the mayor's top aide for many years and was known for his honest personality. Why did he commit this crime? In gathering evidence, we discovered that he also illegally misappropriated mayoral funds and had connections with specific representatives. Additional evidence suggests he planned to run for the next mayoral election, and it is speculated he committed the crime to try to obtain the political position himself. However, the police have taken over the investigation, and so the true motives will likely remain confidential. Crossbow Police became aware of the assassination plot in advance, subsequently deploying a security team inside the theater. The team was fooled by the suspect's clever diversion. However, the newly commissioned Special Support Section, oh yeah, we getting our props here, conducting their own independent investigation, were able to thwart Reese's plot and save the mayor. A detective from the 1st Investigative Division said, "No comment. I cannot divulge more than what has been publicly disclosed." The moment of the arrest. Following the incident, Mayor McDowell has decided to take a vacation. Even though he wasn't severely injured, the stress on his mind and body was immense. So he has made the decision in consideration of his old age, stated a city public relations officer. Though the mayor's safety is indeed good news, it is so far unclear long this break will last. I guess we're missing a how. The anniversary festival is approaching, and all of us at the newspaper pray for his quick return to duty. That was very awkward to just put that in there. Yikes, things really got out of hand. I'm guessing most of the public's in an uproar by now. Considering that the mayor was almost assassinated at the debut of Arkansas's new show, yes, I would imagine so. It is the ultimate scandal. We can at least take comfort in the fact that Mayor McDowell is getting a lot of support from the citizenry. But I'm still disappointed that the Imperial Faction Diet member, Ernest, had ties to was never named in any of the papers. And that was probably the first thing they went and censored. Besides, I don't get the feeling the Imperial Faction was involved at all. Seems like it was just that crazy secretary guy going rogue. Yeah, maybe so. There really wouldn't be any benefit to assassinating the mayor as far as the Imperial Faction's concerned. Then again, had the assassination been successful, they could have pinned it on Yin and by extension the Republican faction due to their connections with Heiwei. Might be onto something there. Thinking back, did Ernest seem to be acting strange to any of you? It was as if he lost his sanity, or perhaps lost control would be more appropriate. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The 1st Division is taking care of the interrogation now. I wonder if they found anything out yet. Well, as for Ernest, he's in a state of total shock, can't even speak properly. Chief. You're saying they can't even interrogate him? Yep, since they weren't making any progress with him, they decided to go ahead and chuck him in the clink for now. Last I heard, they thought of calling in a church counselor or asking if someone from St. Ursula would check him out. I hope that'll help. That aside, you four have become quite the celebrities, haven't you? While I was at the department today, the Fox was showering me with praises for the SSS. Boy, you should have heard him. The Fox? Who's the Fox? No way. Find that hard to picture. So we're in Vice Commissioner Sokofu's good books now. Whoop-de-doo. Hey, it wasn't only him. The entire force had something good to say about you guys. Actually, I take that back. The 1st Division didn't really say much, but I'm sure that their opinion of the SSS is a bit higher now. So puff your chests out a little. You've earned it. Yeah, we'll try. But how can we be happy at a time like this? Yeah, try to think about how Mademoiselle Ellie must be feeling right about now. Mademoiselle. Seriously? Tomorrow is far too early for you to return to work. Nothing more than a bruise and a minor sprain. 5 days of rest has been more than enough. If anything, I feel better than ever. Don't take this so lightly, grandfather. Please think about everything that's happened. You could have died. And when you do go back to work, you won't have your secretary. Most important thing for you right now is to rest until you're fully recovered. I know how you feel, dear, but the anniversary festival is getting closer by the day. Duty calls, so I can't afford to abandon my role as Crossbell's mayor over such a trivial matter as this. A trivial matter? Grandfather, how can you be so calm about this? Aren't you upset? Isn't your heart broken? Ernest was like a son to you, yet he betrayed you. So why? Why are you acting like nothing's wrong? If I tried to claim that what happened didn't shock me, I'd be lying through my teeth. I'm told that Ernest had long been embezzling public funds from under our noses. Perhaps the guilt and stress ate away at him, causing him to lash out and act erratically. I do believe I bear some responsibility for not taking notice in the first place. Grandfather. Nevertheless, I am a statesman. I have sworn to serve Crossbell State in the present and future. No matter what happens, it's my duty to uphold that oath and lead this state. And I have decided to put that duty above all else. Sorry, Ellie. I've lost another family member, just like 10 years ago when I was unable to stop Ryan, and I mean your father. Not only that, but my own daughter, your mother, then left you behind shortly thereafter. Yet, powerless as I am, I continue to fulfill the role of mayor. You must surely despise me. No, don't say that. I'm so proud of everything you do, grandfather. Besides, I'm still able to keep in touch with mother and father occasionally. It was sad what happened with them, but as you can see, I've overcome that pain. Ellie. I originally joined the police because I wanted to help you in my own way. I thought this different approach would be a good way for me to help Crossbell too. However, now that Ernest is no longer here to help you, I was thinking maybe it's best for me to leave the force and work for you. Don't be ridiculous. Grandfather, you truly regretted this path you chose. You would have quit and started working for me long ago. But that's not the case, is it? Changing your path now would be an insult to everyone who's supported you thus far, to your colleagues, to me, and above all, to yourself. Don't you worry about me, dear. After all, I have other secretaries. If necessary, I can even seek Helmer's assistance. However, it seems I'll need to delay my plan to retire as mayor for now. I suppose I can handle another 5 years before I can finally put my feet up. Therefore, Ellie, you must continue on the path you've chosen. Continue until you're satisfied with everything you've accomplished. Watching you work hard to achieve your goals will be the best motivation I could ask for. Grandfather, if the SSS hadn't been on the job, I likely wouldn't be sitting here right now. Be proud, Ellie, of what you do and how much you've grown. For you shall continue to shine even brighter and reach new heights. Much like the princesses in Arkansas's new play. Yes, Grandfather. I, Ellie McDowell, will return to my post tomorrow and strive to make Crossbell a better place. Yeah. You truly saved me, Yin. The the situation had progressed any further, it would have gotten quite messy. We could have been suspected of attempting to assassinate the mayor. Your connections to the Republican faction would have been to blame for that. The leader of the Imperial faction, Speaker Hartman, was likely the one who gave my name to that secretary. I imagine Hartman learned it through Ravash's Don Marconi. Yes, I'm inclined to agree. I'm sure not even he expected the secretary to go so far as to plan an assassination, though. Even so, there's no mistaking that his objective was to harm the Republican faction's reputation through us. What a troublesome city this is. Putting that aside, don't lump me in with your group. I'm a hired assassin, not one of your lackeys. My, how cold. Well, no matter. Our ties with the members of the Republican faction can be severed at a moment's notice. And as we previously discussed, Heiwei's counteroffensive will launch after the festival. As for the operation that will take place on the festival's final day, we leave that in your hands, Master Yin. Very well. It's time. I'll be taking my leave. Ever the elusive phantom. But it's time, you say? Ah, yes. Glasses push-up. What exactly is it time for, I wonder? Maniacal laugh. Ah, it's time to confront the imposter. Right? No? Okay. This I did not expect. This I did not expect. I did not expect this. Good, I made it in time. You're early, Rixia. Ilya. What, are you that excited to start practice? Sheesh, I thought I was the dance addict here. But maybe you're an even bigger one than me. Oh, Ilya, I don't think I'll ever be quite on the same level as you. Say that, but your actions paint a different picture. Throughout the whole preview performance, you were just as in the zone as I was. Both your dancing and acting were top-notch too, Rixia. I think it won't be long before you're a full-fledged rival of yours truly. Really? Well, either way, I still owe everything to you, Ilya. I only ever knew the path I inherited in life, but you shined a light on a new direction for me. Though I think I need to thank the SSS this time, too. Oh? Oh, it's nothing. For today's practice, we're going to work on perfecting the third act, right? I'll do my best to keep up with you. Oh, someone's ready and raring to go. Well, who am I to turn down a challenge, especially from you? Alrighty then, opening night is next month. We'll work night and day till then and make this scene 100 times better. Come on, Rixia, let's get to it. Of course. Answer your question, why Yin did not take down Ernest? She was busy. Yeah? That seems to be the case. Very, very interesting. I was not expecting that. That came out of left field for me. I had, it was the farthest of predictions that Yin could be someone that we knew, but it seemed so far-fetched. Just so far down the totem pole, there's got to be at least 30 or 40 other predictions that I could have made before I got to the point where it's just okay, Rixia is Yin. I now that the revelation has happened, I see the clues that they laid forth, but just they got me. They got me. Well played. Well played. Spirit badge. Crossbell Anniversary Festival. Something something. Opening day. This day marks Crossbell's 70th anniversary as an autonomous state. These 70 years haven't been without struggle or times of turmoil. Wars have raged, the Orbital Revolution began. While Crossbell has had its hardships in the name of progress, we now stand as the leader of trade in Zemuria. Our economy is thriving, and tensions between our neighboring nations have eased considerably due to the non-aggression pact signed in Liberl 2 years ago. However, the problems that arise from rapid urban development and population growth require us to adopt new policies and legislation. For the prosperity of both Crossbell and our neighbors, we must come together to tackle our ever-present issues as one in order to make our way for a more beautiful future. Having reached an incredible milestone like our 70th anniversary, let us take this opportunity to share our joy and commemorate this occasion. Though the celebrations will only last 5 days, this year is projected to be Crossbell's busiest anniversary festival yet. As such, many festivities and events have been planned, including the debut of Arconceal's new production. This is one of those things where I think the voice acting might have been interesting, because seeing how they changed, because I'm sure Yin is voiced. So hearing Yin's voice and then hearing Rixia's voice, that would have been another clue that I could have picked up on. There could have been some similarities, but it's probably modulated in some way. Under the name of our great goddess Adios, I hereby officially declare the commencement of Crossbell State's 70th Anniversary Festival. Last year was the nicest Crossbell anniversary? Alright, calm down. Calm down. Wait until we get to the 1337th Crossbell anniversary. Then we got something going for us. We'll be going to Michelin a couple of times, right? You gotta. Yeah, you activated your power. Rixia is Yin. It's such a plot twist. I recognize that game. So I wonder if Lloyd will ever learn of that. That was a good plot twist. I like that one. It's not every day that that Trails games, hit me with the unexpected. Every now and then it happens. Cold Steel 1 did it. Cold Steel 2 did it. Cold Steel 3 did it. Okay, maybe it is every day that they hit me with it. Did Cold Steel 4 do it? I don't know if Cold Steel 4 did it. That was incredible. I finally understand why people get so fanatical over them. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Ilya was obviously amazing, but I was really impressed by Rixia. I can see now why Ilya put so much effort into teaching her. Yep, she's a natural. They were already in sync during the preview performance, but this was on a whole nother level. Oh, that's right. You and your team were responsible for solving that case, weren't you? Last time I spoke with Ilya, she couldn't stop gushing about the SSS. She even mentioned she was planning to create a play based on the incident. Something about having you make a special appearance in it too. Really? I'm sure she was just kidding, right? Oh, I don't know about that. I've known her most of my life, and she can get pretty serious about these kinds of things. And again, she tends to change her mind at the drop of a hat, so you might not have anything to worry about. I sure hope so. My gut's warning me that if Ilya starts to get pushy, there'll be no refusing. Despite how she might seem, Ilya is actually pretty considerate of others. That reminds me, I hope I didn't offend Randy. If I had another ticket, we could have invited him to come along as well. I know how much he likes Arc-en-Ciel. Well, I wouldn't worry about him. Arc-en-Ciel was nice enough to give the SSS some tickets for another one of their showings. Besides, I'm sure Randy's having a ton of fun with your coworkers from St. Ursula right about now. Oh, I'm sure. Those girls are always so busy. I'm glad they got the chance to take a breather for once. By the way, Lloyd, the SSS has to go back to work tomorrow, right? You don't get the whole festival off? Right. All the extra tourists here means that the amount of work we have coming in has skyrocketed. But they gave us this first day off as a reward for solving the last case of ours. Well, you four definitely earned it. Oh, you'll join us for dinner at my house tonight, won't you? Mom and Dad were looking forward to it. Sure, I appreciate the invite. Seems like we still have a bit of time to kill before dinner. How about we go check out the festival? Oh, I'm sorry, Lloyd. I was planning to meet with someone after the performance. Ooh, get bodied. Huh? You're meeting with someone? It couldn't be. What's the matter? I had promised Ilya that I'd go to her place afterwards. Oh. What am I getting worried about? She was planning on introducing me to Rixia. Why don't you tag along, Lloyd? You two have already met, right? Oh, that's okay, I'll pass on that. I don't see any reason for a guy like me to spoil your all-girls party. And I bet it would turn into a let's mess with Lloyd party, given Ilya's personality. Well, if you insist. Anyway, thanks for spending your one day off with me, Lloyd. I'll be home before dinner, so I expect to see you there, okay? Yeah, no problem. Oh, that was awkward. I wish I was as outgoing as Guy was. Yo, Lloyd. Oh, it's Randy and Cecile's coworkers. It's Cecile's little brother. Hey. Oh, I thought you were with Cecile. I was, but she promised to meet up with some friends after the show. We split up just a moment ago, actually. Oh, I see. That's too bad, Lloyd. What do you mean? Hey, hold on just a darn second here. You aren't telling me Cecile went to hang out with some other dude. No, she's meeting up with Ilya. Rixia too, apparently. Man, almost had a heart attack. Wait, Ilya and Rixia too? What the heck? I'm as jealous... I'm jealous, sucker. What's this, Randy? Are you implying you'd rather spend your day with Cecile and Ilya Platiri instead of us? Of course not, babe. How would you like to join us, Lloyd? We were about to head to that concert over at the Harbor District. Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. Are you okay with me joining you? Yeah, man, come on. We'll have ourselves a blast. Alrighty. We got Cecile's little bro. Harbor District, here we come. There's no way they let Randy off the hook with that one. Thus, the Anniversary Festival's opening day went by in the blink of an eye. Bars. That night, Lloyd dined at the News residence. They told stories of Guy and reminisced the night away. And then, Crossbell Anniversary Festival's second day. Alright everyone, hope you enjoyed that free day of yours. You've got a long 4 days ahead of you. Work's gonna come in fast and hard up till the closing day of the festival, but you'd better brace yourselves. Understood. We only get 1 day off during the whole festival. A bit stingy if you ask me. Well, I imagine the entire police force has their hands full. The officers on security and patrol duty must have been especially busy yesterday. Yeah, but that's the festival for you. What is 4 extra people going to do in a division that nobody respects? Come on. That day off you got was your reward for preventing the mayor's assassination, you know? That's some reward. You know, we stopped an incident of catastrophic proportions of our city's leader being assassinated. Your reward? You get a day off from work. Isn't that crazy? And hey, seems like the department's gonna spare you guys the more menial tasks during the festival at least. Even so, we've had a ton of support requests come in. And from what I've seen, there are even more tourists in town than usual. Well, all your hard work over the past few months is starting to pay off. You might not be as popular as the Bracers yet, but you're on the board at least. Now's the time for you guys to show this city what you can do. Yeah, you're right. Can't shake the feeling this is just some half-baked pep talk to trick us into working. Man, I just want to kick back over at Michelin with all of my lovely nurse friends. Michelin, is that where a theme park is that is where a theme park is located, correct? If I recall, you can get there via one of the Harbor District's cruise ships. Heard that Mishy works there as the park's mascot. Mishy? Oh, isn't he that gray cat character? I've heard of him, but I don't think the theme park was there before I left Crossbell 3 years ago. Well, Michelin has operated as a wellness resort for a long time now. I think the theme park, on the other hand, was built 2 years ago. It's been extremely popular ever since. Oh yeah, I went there once, and it seriously blew me away. I bet that place is swamped with visitors during the Anniversary Festival. Interesting, very interesting. Chief? Anyway, just focus on your support request for the next 4 days, got it? As usual, it's up to you how much you want to get done. You'll get a fresh batch each day, so you better get to it. Perfect timing for Chapter 3. It's time to mark.